Hello, hello, hello. I am very excited to say that this is it. It is graduation, dear. Graduation, dear. What a way to start off the walk. It is graduation day here at Task With Me, clocking in at week 7, day 4. If any of you out there have been following me throughout these 7 weeks, we have both, or maybe all, have come a very long way since the beginning. And let me tell you, there's still a lot more fun ahead of us as we continue on this journey to doing a 10K and hopefully just improving our all-around fitness, our mental health, our physical health, so on and so forth. So, in typical Task With Me fashion, I will be live streaming. However, I'm going to be doing a YouTube only video stream for the first 15 minutes. Reddit currently only allows me to stream for 45 minutes, so if I want to get a full hour in, I'm going to be doing 15 minutes of GoPro followed by 45 minutes of Reddit. And like I normally do, I am walking at a brisk pace. My goal today is to really work a couple of the calories that I gained this past couple of days. Let's just say I've been eating good, probably better than most days. But you know what? Life is good, all is good, and it's okay. We're just gonna continue here right on schedule. It wasn't my intention to do this today on a Sunday. I know I wanted to do it yesterday, however, things happened, life got in the way, so I'm here today doing the hour video, and not from a different location, like I said I would, but again, the important thing is that we're walking, and we're just making sure that we're doing the thing that we're supposed to be doing. So coming to you from South Florida suburbs here on this hour walk. Hope you all can join in with me on the fun today. We can have a good time and let's graduate together for this 1 hour. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go over what we've accomplished over these last 7 weeks and where it is that we're going in the next 7 weeks. So if you've all stuck with me since the beginning, and by the way, for anyone that is new, I highly encourage you, if you are interested in achieving your own fitness goals with me, to start this series at the beginning so you can get the full journey of these 7 weeks. So my first video, I linked to an article from a website called Runner's World, where they did a very good job of laying out exactly what you should do if your plan is to eventually get to a 5K and 10K and really just improve your overall cardio and physical health. That's something that was very important to me, especially starting off in 2021. I do want to improve on those things, and historically my cardio is not the best and I tend to rush into things. So I thought following this article would be a good way so that I can remain consistent and injury prone. So again, if people have been watching, you know that a long time ago I realized, and I figured out rather, that I was able to go on safari while still recording this GoPro video. So let's talk about what we've accomplished in these 7 weeks. Now, the way that they have it, they have the article split up into multiple sections. The first section, which I skipped, is called "Your Goal is to Get Motivated." And they give you sort of a primer on some tips and tricks that you can do to help motivate yourself so that when you're starting this plan, you don't fall off, you don't lose that consistency, and more importantly, you can build a habit and you really can incorporate it into your lifestyle. Fitness truly is a lifestyle. It's not a chore. It should really just be part of what you do on a day-to-day, every other day, or some interval every week. I would say at least every week is important. That's really how you should be thinking about it. And also think that if you miss a day, if you really don't feel good, it's okay to miss that day. Don't stress out about it. Just continue on the next time you have a chance and keep going. The most important thing is that you don't give up. Okay, your body is really smart and it does a really good job of picking up right where you left off. So missing a day or two is not going to destroy your gains. Most important thing again is to remain consistent throughout this process and make sure that you are getting your time in. So our next thing is to get moving. And this is where my actual videos started. For a goal of someone whose job is just to get moving, they recommend the following 7-week plan. And that 7-week plan is exactly what I've outlined during the beginning of this first series that I call my warm-up series. The way that I structured it is that if you look at the chart on that second section, it lines up with the timestamps of the different videos that I've created in my series. The point of that is so that if you're considering starting this journey with me, you can put your iPhone in your pocket or any other device that you're using to listen to YouTube, and you can just hear me talk and go through the exercise while you're doing it with me. The reason that this is nice is because you don't have to worry about timing yourself. You don't have to worry about anything but walking, taking in the view around you, enjoying the day, and just feeling all around good. The nice thing is once that video is done, you are done. And so on and so forth with the remainder of all the other Task With Me videos, whether it be for 15 minutes or whether it be for an hour like today. So when we first started that first day, we started at 15 minutes, short walk. Maybe you hadn't built up that intensity yet. Later on in week 2, we talk about the FIT formula, the 3 pillars: frequency, intensity, and time. Early on, probably we're low on all 3 of those things, and that's fine. Not a lot of frequency, not a lot of intensity. The time was only 15 minutes, but that's fine, and that's exactly the way that you should be starting any workout plan. Because if you start too strong like I did, if you go too much in frequency, if you go too much in intensity, or if you go too much on time, you'll quickly realize that you can't handle it. You'll get discouraged, and you'll never get a chance to build that habit. And honestly, I'm 27 now, and I can tell you with 100% truthfulness, that is something that I struggled with probably over the last decade. When I was in high school, I tried to run. When I was in college, I tried to run. When I was in my early career, I tried to run, and I failed. And this is the furthest I've made it because of this one simple rule, and that is just to start off simple. Slowly build up that foundation. The results will come. You will get better as long as you remain consistent. Funny story about someone that I used to work with back in the day. He was probably one of the bigger guys in the office. Mind you, I'm a software engineer. I think that a lot of software engineers maybe aren't into physical fitness as much as people in other careers, but either way, he worked with me, and like I said, he was a pretty big guy. And I remember asking him what his workout plan was, and he said he didn't really have one. He just stayed consistent. Some days he'd go to the gym for 5 minutes, other times he'd go to the gym for an hour, but he always went to the gym 5 times a week. And that consistency compounds over and over and over again, and then you get to where he was, and you get to look the way he does and feel the way he does. So that was good for him, and it worked for him. And the same thing for anyone else that wants to look a certain way or feel a certain way. The same rule applies. So we started off at 15 minutes for that week, and we ended up actually at 35 minutes. That was the climax for that week. Now, what the program does is it increases the time by 3 minutes every week. Might not sound like a lot, but remember, we're taking baby steps here to really ensure that we're doing things right. We ended up the next week at 38 minutes. The week after that, week 3, we ended at 40 minutes. Week 4, 45 minutes. Week 5, 50 minutes. Week 6, 55 minutes. And today, the final week, 60 minutes. On average, we increase our time 3 to 5 minutes per week. And we also increased the intensity. Something that sort of increased as we started continuing these walks is the intensity, the brisk, how brisk we're walking. In the beginning, we were probably doing something more like a stroll, but the better we got, we started doing more brisk walking. My mom is a pro at this. She walks faster than some people run, believe it or not. And that's really what it is. You can still challenge yourself while walking, but you need to make sure you're focused and you're keeping those legs moving. You can imagine that for me, while I'm filming this, sometimes it's easy for me to lose focus because I start to worry more about what I'm talking about and less about the walk. But the more you keep doing it, walking becomes second nature, and you can maintain that intensity throughout, which is what I'm trying to do today. So that's where we are today after 7 weeks, and I'm really happy to start the next leg of our journey, which is essentially going to be a cross training slash walking slash jogging alternating routine. So what do I mean by that? Well, for the first 2 weeks, week 8 and week 9, what are we going to be doing? We're going to be doing a little bit of the same like we've already done, but what's going to change is on some days, instead of just walking, we'll be doing some cross training. So I encourage you all, if you have a bike, if you have a gym, if you have a pool, go out there and ride your bike. Go out there and do some strength training. Go out there and do some swimming. Do something different for the specified time to start mixing things up, to start getting the body working more than it has already been used to working. Again, your body's really good at adapting, and it's not a bad thing. It will catch up with you as long as you're consistent. But now we need to start challenging our body in different ways, and that's exactly what cross training is going to do. And no need to worry, I will continue uploading videos of me doing these activities so that when you watch them, you have an idea of what you can do as well. Most likely they'll be biking, since I have a bike and I haven't used it in a while. I'd like to get it off the balcony and onto the streets. Once those 2 weeks are done, so coming up to week 10 is where we're going to be starting to do the walking and jogging alternating routine. This is the part that I'm really looking forward to, because jogging will be the thing that really pushes the intensity of the workout and really pushes you and really gets you into that level of heart rate that you want to be at. So not only for fat loss, but also for cardio health. So what does this mean? For a specified amount of time, we might start a walk at 5 minutes just to warm up, and then we'll start alternating. 2 minutes walking, 1 minute jogging. Now I suspect for myself and many people watching probably, I might not be able to make the whole minute for jogging. It sounds like a small amount of time, but time moves a lot slower when you're jogging versus when you're walking. So in the beginning it might be hard for me, but that is a good way for me to mark my progress. I know that if I ever finish one of the jogging routines, one of the jogging cycles, it means I've gotten better. And even in these previous weeks, when I'm getting close to finishing my walk, I actually jog, and I have gotten better. What are some of the things I've noticed? Well, I've noticed that my legs don't hurt as much when I jog. I can control my breath better as I jog. My lower back doesn't hurt when I jog. Things like this are things that you should be looking out for and monitoring on your own, and seeing how much better you're getting every single time you do it. These are the things that are going to motivate you to want to continue pushing yourself. So that's what we're going to be doing for the next 7 weeks. Again, we'll start off with some cross training. We'll still be doing some walking, and then we'll get into that walking and jogging cycle where we'll be doing some alternating rounds. Very excited. Very, very excited, because after that, so we'll be, let's say, beginning of the 15th week, will be section number 4, if you're in that article. At the end of week 22, we will have been able to do a 5K. Now, depending on how Corona goes, hopefully I can get in touch with some people who are looking into doing a 5K, and I can do one in my area, not alone. But that's going to be a momentous time for everyone involved, because a 5K is no joke. 5K is a lot of fun, and I think it's a good sign of physical fitness, and it shows how far we've all made it, especially during this year where things have been hard for a lot of us. I'm going to turn around here just so I don't sort of go too far away. That's a very interesting tree. Just so I don't go too far away from where I started. Okay, so I'm going to check the GoPro time. We are perfect right now with 14 minutes. So what I'm going to do is, if any of you guys have been listening in the past couple of days, you know that my GoPro, when I got it, came with a little handle that looks like this. I have some rubber bands that are here. Hopefully you all can see it, trying to hold it up as high as I can. I have some rubber bands on the handle right here. That rubber band is what I use to hold my phone in place. The reason I do that is because it makes live streaming a lot easier. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna get my phone ready. once my phone is ready, I'll be logging onto Reddit and doing a 45-minute live stream. And this is where things get fun. Hopefully we have some amount of people on the stream today that we can talk with and interact with, see their thoughts on today. What do they think about fitness? Maybe they're doing their own fitness journey. But that's where things really get interesting. Okay, so let me show you what I'm working with here, just so that we're all sort of on the same page. So this right here is what my phone looks like once I've attached it. It might look crazy, but it works. It stabilizes the video a little bit more, and it makes it easier for me to hold and control it while I'm doing this walking. So without further ado, we're going to be logging onto Reddit. Reddit has been phenomenal during this time. RPAN, so their public access network, has allowed me to engage with many people, which I'm very excited about. It makes this so much more rewarding, so much more fun when the community tells me that these videos have positively impacted their days. So again, come up here. We're going to do the category called the You Show. Walk and talk with me. The name of the stream is called Walk and Talk with Me, and we're going to be using an emote that I've been using for some time. Continue, go live, and let's see. There you go, we are live in the flesh. Okay, so Reddit live streaming, back at it again here, having a good time, doing a walk in the suburbs of South Florida. Today is nice, it's overcast, it's cold for South Florida standards, and that's why I'm donning this crazy looking sweater, which honestly it's my home sweater. It's the one I tend to wear at home, but I just felt like bringing it out because I was really comfortable and I didn't feel like changing into anything else, to be completely honest with anyone that's watching. So what are we doing today for anyone that's watching? Hopefully one of you or a couple of you can join me on this 45-minute walk, which is actually a continuation of a 15-minute walk that I've already done. I'm hoping to cap in a 1-hour walk today, but because I can't stream for an hour on Reddit, I needed to first document my first 15 minutes and then complete the next 45 here. So I'm hoping that we can get some viewers today to engage, have a good conversation, and just have a good time. That's what we're all about here, having a good time, achieving whatever goals we have set out for ourselves this year in 2021. I think it's gonna be a great year, so let me tell you a little bit of why I'm doing this, what's my motivation behind doing this, and I'd love to hear from anyone watching if they're on a similar journey. So 7 weeks ago, I decided that I wanted to document my journey to doing a 10K, and today is actually my final day of my 7 weeks, which I consider a warm-up series. So for the past 7 weeks, I've been doing walking videos. I've had a ton of fun doing them. When I first started, I started at 15 minutes, and now I'm doing a brisk 1-hour walk. So a lot of progress has been made. I'm feeling phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to, in the next 7 weeks, start to get into some jogging, which I know is going to improve my cardio health and hopefully improve many aspects of my life. What goals do you have this year? So one of my main goals was to get into better shape, at least on a cardio level. I do enjoy strength training, and I'd say I'm pretty habitual about doing it, so that's nice. However, my cardio's always lacked, which is why I started this walking and now coming into this 8th week jogging program. So something I really want to take more care of is my physical health. Hopefully that'll also bolster my mental health, so on and so forth. That's one of the major goals I have this year, pretty much anything fitness. Also, sort of lagged a little bit behind on social media, and I thought, hey, maybe, I should just give it a shot. I don't really have anything to lose when it comes to that, so thought I'd just come out here and do a little bit of streaming and document my journey. It's the reason why I'm wearing this GoPro on my head, because apart from making these Reddit live streams, I've also been uploading videos to YouTube where I document my journey as a whole. So that's my second goal. And then probably other goals are to get better at what I do for my career, always looking for new ways to get better. And I think that I've already set off on the right foot by becoming a mentor for what I do. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks and months, with due time and practice, I will be able to just continue going up the ranks, you know. The classic corporate ladder, it's out there and it's yours to climb, so climb it if you're into it. And if not, start your own thing. But there's still a ladder anyway, you gotta climb, you gotta progress somehow. So that's what I wanna do. But how about you all that are watching? This is a very cool mini golf sort of course right here. That's pretty phenomenal. Hadn't seen that before, so that's very cool. So for anyone that's watching, it looks like we have just one viewer right now, but I'd love to get your thoughts on if you have any goals for yourself this year, and if so, what are they? And let's start a conversation about them, and hopefully we can get some more people to join in. And if not, I'll just keep talking here until we get some more activity in the conversation. So before my stream started, like I mentioned earlier, I was doing a 15-minute video, which is essentially a YouTube only stream, but I talked about how, you know, what it was that we were doing 7 weeks ago and what it is that we're doing today. So in the past 7 weeks, I would say every week I probably increased an average of 3 to 5 minutes of walking per week. The frequency stayed the same, which is about 4 times a week, and also the intensity has increased because I am walking faster now than I was when I first started 7 weeks ago. We have to, or either I have to, or we, you know, depending on if you're following along with me, have to make sure that you are challenging yourself. And walking can still be challenging as long as you just stay focused. So that's what I'm trying to do now. Fortunately for me, it's been a little easier because the weather in South Florida has been great. Right now it's a little bit later in the day. It's 5:14 Eastern time when I'm doing this walk. So it might get a little bit dark, so apologies if it starts to get too dark, but hopefully the light on my phone will help out a little bit with that, and if not, I'll go ahead and adjust it. And the weather is also cold. I'm guessing it's probably 65 or so, which maybe for a lot of you northerners, you're probably laughing right now thinking, you know, I can go out in 65 in shorts and flip-flops, but I can't, which is again why I'm wearing this crazy looking sweater here. It's not really a crazy looking sweater, it's just a sweater. Striker 7000 says be safe. Thank you, appreciate it. Luckily there's not really anyone out here, so I'm not too worried, you know, in terms of COVID or anything like this. I'm in a pretty good area, I would say, so I'm not really too concerned, but I do appreciate the wishes. Also, for anyone watching, I'll send it out to you. Be safe during these times. You know, things are just getting crazier and crazier as we progress through the years, but I think that's just how life is. And like my dad always says, it just is what it is. I see that the viewership has been going up. I'm very pleased to see that. Actually, in the past couple of streams that I've done on Reddit, things have been really fun. I've had some of the best streams just in this week from all the other ones I've done. I don't know why. Maybe it was just a good week for a lot of people. Maybe people just really were enjoying the stream. Maybe they were getting out and doing their own walks, sort of creating a plan to get out there and do something during these times where a lot of us are working from home. Return of the Gaylord says, I'm failing school. So why is that? Are you in university? Are you in high school, middle school? Why is it that you're failing school? I guess, I mean, it sounds like you're concerned, which I guess is a good first step, and you're not just like oblivious to the fact that you might be failing. So awareness is the first step, right? So what is your, oh, I almost tripped there. What is your plan to get back on track? School is interesting, right? I did the whole, you know, I did the whole thing, went to university, did that whole 4-year thing. And I do think I'm better for having done it, but I know a lot of people that didn't go to school and they did their own thing and they're doing very well right now. So school is like a hit or miss. Just depends on the type of person you are. Generally in life, things just really depend on what sort of character you have. So, you know, if you have good qualities about yourself, you're probably going to be okay. Especially now, fewer companies are not relying so much on a degree. Now, that's not to say that, you know, if you're failing school, again, I think because you're there, you might as well make the best of it, and it's certainly going to help if you do well. So that being said, I encourage you to get a plan and do well for yourself. I'm sure you're going to do fine. You'll probably be fine. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the fact that you're failing school? Today has been a pretty good day. It's a Sunday. Many of you watching may have tomorrow off as per Martin Luther King weekend. It's pretty nice. I'm not going to complain. It's one of those things that you sort of don't remember until they mention it again. It's Martin Luther King week, especially now. Again, it's sometimes hard to even remember the day. But it's nice to know that tomorrow I have off. I'm going to be sleeping in. I feel like I've been doing a lot this weekend, which is nice. It's nice to be productive on the weekends, but it's also nice to just be lazy and veg out. I've been playing a lot of Fallout recently. Fallout New Vegas, one of my favorite games. For anyone else that loves Fallout New Vegas, I have just started the Dead Money DLC. I've gone through all 4 DLCs many times, but it's always fun to get to that point again. It's a fantastic DLC, and the older I've gotten, the more patient I've become, so I'm more willing to really go into all the nooks and crannies and check out everything, which is extremely rewarding, by the way. In any RPG, always take the path less traveled. If you're playing an RPG, it is always more rewarding than going on with the main quest immediately. So I've been having a lot of fun doing that. I have clocked in 55 hours in that game, and I'm just getting to Dead Money now, so you can imagine there is a lot to do. My favorite DLC is The Big Empty, or Old World Blues, so I'm very much looking forward to that. But we'll probably get there in another 15 hours or so. Anyway, Return of the Gaylord has answered, so let's see. I'm in the German equivalent. Sorry if my reading's a little bit off. I have a makeshift gimbal for my phone, and there's a rubber band which goes right across the text. So apologies if it takes me a little longer to read your text or your message, but let's go and see what it says. So I'm in the German equivalent of a high school, and I just feel very lazy. I've been performing very badly in chemistry, which I unfortunately chose as a major subject. That is really my biggest concern right now. So chemistry is interesting, right? Chemistry is a hard science. It's not something that you can just wake up one day and sort of just be good at, you know, similar to maybe how a lot of us were probably mildly athletic and we can just pass PE. Chemistry is something that definitely takes more time. But a couple of words of encouragement for you, and I really hope that I can motivate you during these times. But anything that is hard is worth doing, okay? If chemistry is hard, it's for a reason, and if you can become good at chemistry, frankly, you might hate chemistry and don't want anything to do with it after this semester. But even still, take it as a challenge to yourself to get through it and do well in it, because that's something no one can ever take away from you. And that's with any aspect in life, right? If you set yourself up, you challenge yourself to do something, and you overcome that, that experience will stick with you for the rest of your life. And it will get easier and easier to bypass challenging obstacles as they come and they're thrown at you in life, which there's going to be a lot of them. Anyway, I see you wrote another message, so let's see what you have here. I've kind of had a hard time with the whole pandemic situation, and especially online school. I'm so bad with online school because I'm not very disciplined. So I'm curious to know, what sort of plan do you have? So earlier on, I think I was already on the stream, maybe not. I was talking about how do we tackle things we want to accomplish. So let me see if I can turn your situation and relate it toward me, and I want to see what you think about it. So when I ventured out in this journey of documenting my journey to a 10K for these next couple of months, I knew that I had to start off really simple. So I started off with 15-minute walks. And today's my graduation day. Actually, it's the last day of these first 7 weeks, which tomorrow I'll be starting a whole new thing. So that's how it is now. But I started off small. I started off with manageable chunks. So I'm curious to know if that's something that you can do for yourself. If right now you're feeling hopeless, maybe things aren't going right, it's time to change your plan If you don't have one, it's time to create one. And I think something you can do is, again, you've already identified that chemistry is something that you're maybe not doing too good at, or you don't have the discipline. Start small. Tell yourself that I'm going to study today for, let's say, an hour, but I'm not going to sit down for the whole hour, because sometimes that's hard to stay focused for. So maybe tell yourself, well, I'll study for 20 minutes 3 times throughout the day. And that way you can start building that discipline up. It's a lot easier to do 3 20-minute really focused study times than a complete 1 hour sit down. You know, one of my favorite psychologists, he's there. Oh man, I just tripped again, but I want to show you guys this bunny. I'm sorry to change the subject, but there is a bunny right here, and that's adorable. I hope the people in this house are not looking at me thinking I'm just a crazy guy with the phone, but that is incredible, and hopefully you can get some happiness from that bunny, and that's really all my advice. No, I'm just kidding. I gotta flip it back to me because it is the you show, and I gotta show my face more often than not. So break up your study habits into small bite-sized chunks, and I promise you, you will start to see progress. Do that for a couple of days, and after that you might say, you know, I think I'm ready for half an hour now. And maybe instead of doing, you know, an hour, you do 2 hours, you do 4 30-minute chunks, so on and so forth. I want to encourage you to do something called the Pomodoro technique. If you haven't heard about it, Pomodoro is a tomato. Pomodoro essentially is you break up any task you're doing into 25-minute chunks, and then you give yourself a 5-minute break. There are plenty of apps that you can download on your phone. You can also find plenty of websites online. Set yourself up with something like that. Try the Pomodoro technique. That way you do 25 minutes of focused study, you get a 5-minute break, and I promise you, you'll see results. And that will hopefully give you the discipline to continue going on with chemistry and maybe even ace it and get out of there feeling stronger than ever. So the next time something like this happens in your life, which I guarantee you it will, and that's not to discourage you, it's to get you ready, you'll just be better prepared. So I really hope those words of wisdom help. And if you feel like they don't, feel free to respond and we can talk about other things, and I'd be curious to see what your thoughts on that are. Okay, so appropriate Panda 65. Are you going to Bronx to start a fist fight now? I'm not going to the Bronx to start a fist fight now. It certainly would be interesting if I was. That would be kind of hilarious, right? If I'm just live streaming myself saying, hey, I'm walking to the Bronx right now, and I'm just gonna pick on the first guy I see and start a fist fight. That would be a hell of a stream. Unfortunately, I'm not doing that this time. I'm walking in a classic South Florida suburb, doing a 1-hour walk. I'm talking with you all. Apparently there's 6 people watching the stream. Don't know how accurate that is. Frankly, I don't really care, because this video is mainly just for me. But of course, the more people we have, the better times we have, the more fun we have, and hopefully the more people I can motivate and encourage to get out there and do something, especially in 2021, where a lot of us are just locked up in our homes. Again, there are 2 more bunnies here, but this time the family has their window open, so I won't be showing that. But 2 more bunnies. There's a lot of bunnies on this street. It's adorable, frankly. It's adorable. What can I say? Okay, so taking it back to the audience, what are your dreams for 2021? What are some goals you have set out for yourself? If you don't have any goals set out for yourself, highly encourage you to do something that you know you can do something that you know you can actually create a habit doing. But what is it that you're seeking to do in 2021, especially after getting out of 2020, which is one of the hardest years that many of us have ever faced in our lifetime? I'll give you guys a couple of seconds here of downtime. I'm curious to see what the next message on this chat will be. Let's start up a new topic. If not, I will just continue talking about my normally scheduled programming, I like to call it, and I'll continue talking about my walk. Got a lot of rabbits in this area. I just saw a sign for a rabbit crossing, so I guess it's a common thing. That's pretty cool. Hadn't really ever seen anything like that before, so that's fun. Today, I was actually supposed to be doing a video from a different location, not a suburb, but life got in the way. It just became a little hard to do that. But I still gotta get out there and do my walk. I got about 26 minutes left on the stream, and after this, I would have been walking for 1 hour straight. An achievement I'm very proud of, and it definitely wasn't easy to get to. But because I've been filming myself, it gives me a little bit extra motivation. So tell me if I'm pronouncing your name right. So I think it's like Malajit 27, maybe. All right, so introduce myself. My name is Raphael. I'm a software engineer. I have been a software engineer for the past 3 years. That is what I do professionally. I really enjoy programming. I also enjoy fitness, and I also enjoy leisure activities like talking about vacation or vacationing. I'm really into that. Entertainment, hospitality. I used to work in Disney World twice, never with the intent of getting into hospitality, but just sort of seeing how the business works. I ended up doing programming for Disney World, but I already spoke about that whole thing in a previous video I made. It's actually uploaded to my YouTube. But since I'm here introducing myself, I might as well give a shameless plug on what it is that I'm doing here. So one of the things I wanted to do this year was social media, and that's exactly what I'm doing here with streaming, and also with this GoPro on my head. You might be thinking, what is this guy doing with like 2 cameras? So I started a channel on YouTube called Task With Me, and my intent is pretty much to do different tasks, film myself doing them, documenting myself doing them, in the hopes that other people will watch them with me and do the tasks with me. I was just in a rut one day and just sort of hunched over my desk, tapping away on my keyboard, and you know, it was kind of got to me that I could just be doing something new, and I just decided, let me try this YouTube thing out and let me go for it. And so far I've made a couple of videos. I've made a video, let's see, I guess this will be my 28th video for the past 7 weeks, and you know, trying to just see if anyone will watch and actually enjoy the tasks that I'm doing. And after I'm done with these tasks, I'd love to hear from the people that actually did them. So that's hopefully a decent introduction about myself, but I'd also love to learn a lot about the people watching. And during that time, we got some messages in the chat, so let's see what they have to say. Nice, where have you traveled so far? Again, from Malajet 2077, not 2077, I'm thinking Cyberpunk. Anyway, where have I traveled? So I haven't really traveled to many places. I've never been out of the country, and as far as states go, I've been to, I wouldn't even say I've been to California. I've only really been there on the layover, so not really fair. I've been to Las Vegas, but I still wouldn't say that really covers Nevada. I've also been to Tennessee. I did whitewater rafting and zip lining in Tennessee, which was phenomenal. I have been to Texas, to Dallas, Texas, with some work friends about 2.5 years ago, right before I met my girlfriend that we've been dating now for almost 2.5 years. I've been to Colorado. Really fun times there, if you know what I mean. I've also been, actually that might be it. I went to Washington, D.C. also. That was with my parents, which still counts, but my girlfriend and I want to try and hit all 50 states at some point. Even if we're just doing small staycations, we still want to see what all the states have to offer. I think it's attainable, and hopefully, you know, it's kind of nice that I didn't do a lot of traveling in 2020 because I've saved a lot of money. So now I'm hoping in 2021 I can plan out a couple of nice trips, just have a good time and see what is out there. So great question, really love that we're getting some nice engagement here. I'm going to continue along in the chat, see what else we got. Okay, so I think Return of the Gaylord says, I've noticed that I work better in groups than alone, so I thought about studying chemistry together with my friend, who is also not very good at chemistry, but that's kind of hard with the corona situation because we can't physically meet. By the way, you're a great motivational speaker. Well, thank you so much. That means so much coming from you all. Or I mean, really just one person, but maybe, hopefully you all also think that way. So thanks a lot, that's super cool. So Yeah, I get what you mean. It definitely is good to try and study things with a group member. You know, a lot of times you get tunnel vision, and if you get someone else to join in with you and look at the problem a different way, you can just sort of kickstart your learning. So I think it's a really good thing you're doing that. Like I mentioned, it is hard with the whole, you know, coronavirus thing. I think there are some probably like decent tools you can use online that will facilitate collaboration. I realized that, by the way, that what I just said, facilitating collaboration, sounds like manager speak so much. Again, I work as a software engineer and I have managers and they have their own lingo. It's funny. Of course, I respect it. They're great people, but it's just funny. Facilitating collaboration. That's hilarious. So try those tools out and hopefully something like that will work for you, where yes, you're not meeting physically, but at least you can write together, you can share, you know, like a Google document, for example. Try other things that would help, again, facilitate that collaboration, for lack of a better term. We, Angry Student 1337, we live in a society, do it in RPAN. You can get 1.5K or 2K YouTube subscribers by streaming in RPAN. So are you saying there's a different channel called We Live in a Society that I should be streaming to instead of the U Show? I mean, certainly I would love if people here subscribe to my channel. That just encourages me more to do this. Excuse me. And in the beginning, I actually wanted to live stream straight from YouTube, but I couldn't because I need 1,000 subscribers. So you can imagine it's a little bit difficult to get that out of the box. I have 20 now, and I'm really looking forward to getting 100. When I get 100 subscribers, my girlfriend and I are gonna go to a nice Mexican restaurant that we have been having our eyes on for a while. But I still need 80 more subscribers, so I got a ways to go, but I know with consistency we'll get there. So reaching out to Angry Student again, are you saying that We Live in a Society is a separate channel? Is it better? I feel like I haven't seen it, but then again, I'm so used to going directly to the U Show, I probably pass it. So why is that a better place to do this sort of streaming? And while we're waiting for the answer, just a quick recap again. We are right under 20 minutes. At this point, I've been doing a 40-minute walk. In the next 20 minutes, I'll finally get to my graduation time of 1 hour, which I cannot believe. I'm very happy to have attained that sort of walking. My GoPro holds 1 hour and 6 minutes of content, so I'm hoping that by the time I'm done here, I'm close to the hour so the content doesn't get cut off. But that's where I'm looking to. I'm starting to get a little bit of a sweat going. I'm trying my best to maintain that brisk walking speed. My legs are feeling good, so very excited to finish off strong here. You know, going back to chemistry, I did chemistry when I was in high school. Oh, We Live in a Society is not a channel. Okay, so good. So I guess at least that confirmed my theory on that. So I'm curious what you mean then, unless maybe I'm missing something, but I thought what I'm doing now is RPAN on the U Show, but I'd love to hear more about what you're talking about. It's certainly an interesting conversation, and I do appreciate you bringing it up just to get viewership out there a little bit, help increase the channel views. Is always a good time. So when I was in high school, I did chemistry when I was in 10th grade. I did not really like it that much, but luckily I didn't have to do it as part of my university degree. I got a degree in audio engineering, and that degree did not require any chemistry. But what I did, kind of got like a bastard computer engineering degree, because I was in the School of Music, but we had a lot of flexibility with the electives that we wanted to. So what I did was I just took a lot of electives in the College of Engineering, and I ended up sort of getting like a computer engineering. Well, I did get a minor in computer engineering, but I also did more, didn't qualify as a major, but I think with my own self-learning, I was, for all intents and purposes, there. Show the street view instead of your face to get more views. So, you know, I did that in the beginning, and Reddit sort of flags me for doing that, because since it's the U Show, I need to show my face for the duration, or if not duration, more often than not, to be able to keep this stream up. So maybe you're trolling me. But I don't know. I'm gonna leave that to you all. Looks like viewership is starting to dwindle, but that's okay. I'm gonna continue doing my walk here. We got 17 minutes. and then I'll be uploading this final video to YouTube, and that will finish my playlist. I'm excited to even just create a new playlist on YouTube. I've been adding all my videos to the same playlist. Now I'll have a different one to add them to, and I think that in and of itself is also a massive accomplishment, one that I certainly don't take lightly. So for anyone that's still watching, it looks like we have 6 people now. Again, signal is maybe not especially good in this area, but hey, 8 people, there we go. Numbers I like to see. I realize that if I do something like, let's think, if I do something at 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern time, I tend to get a lot more viewership. I topped off this week at about 33 views. Not 33 views, but 33 active viewers. I imagine that's what the person icon means, and that was super cool to be able to join. Not join, but that was really cool to be able to have and see. I even got myself some awards. That was phenomenal. Never have experienced that before. Really, really fun. Where in the world? Something like that. Okay, cool, yeah. So I will try that out next time. I really appreciate that. So tomorrow I'll be doing another one of these streams, and I'll try in that channel and see. I mean, I guess I'm still so new to this, and I'm still learning so much. I'm quick to adapt. So I really do appreciate the suggestion, and I'm excited to see what that channel has to offer. Where in the world? Sorry, I just tuned in. Where are you streaming from? I am streaming from South Florida. It's overcast, starting to get a little bit dark, but the stream's still looking good. And I'd say it's about 65 degrees out. So a perfect time to get out here and do a walk. I've been doing the walk already for about, let's see, it's been 35 minutes here plus another 15. I've been doing it for about 45 minutes. I know I did the math wrong, but I did 15 minutes before starting this stream. I've already done some time, so I have 15 minutes left here. So that's 30 minutes that I've been streaming on this. 30 plus 15 is 45, so that's how long I've been doing this for. Looking forward to finishing off this hour and finally graduating from me. Let's see, so it is not mandatory to show your face when streaming in the U show. You see, so I thought it was, because like I said, when I was making my first videos, they would stay up. They would stay up for some time, and then I'd get a message on Reddit saying, oh hey, you need to actually show your face, so we're gonna flag. They don't flag it, but they just don't let it stay on your channel. So I thought that I would just do my face more often, and I feel like if anything it'd be more relatable. People are just like seeing my face. Again, I try to make this a little bit of an active podcast. So yeah, here we go. Pretty cool, bro. I'm watching from the UK. Should probably go to bed. That comes from, sorry, the colors are kind of weird here. Shaw the Third. Awesome. What's UK like? I've never been to UK. Would love to visit. What time is it over there right now? I guess you probably should go to bed, or you can just, you know, join me for these last 13 minutes we have, and we'll just have a good time. I think I'm lovely. It says A. It's the cute guy with the head camera and the girlfriend. Where are we hiking today? Well, it's cool to have someone from a previous stream joining in again. That certainly makes me feel great. If people are actually watching, they're interested in what I have to say, that makes the journey all the better. We're not hiking anywhere specific today. We are just doing another classic South Florida suburbs hike. My intent was to go somewhere else today. Didn't make it, life got in the way, but that's fine. Again, what I've been stressing over these past couple of minutes is that as long as we're remaining consistent and we're still doing our walks, it's really all that matters. UK is full of bad food, bad weather, and good plane ticket prices to somewhere else. Muddy Boots Jenkins, man, well, even though you're saying that, I think it's probably worth it if I experience that for myself. So I think I will be doing that, and I'll definitely let you know how it goes. It's probably not going to be anytime soon. My girlfriend needs a passport to be able to get out of the country. She's Venezuelan. But if I do remember your name, I would love to contact you in the future and say, hey, I'm here, and it's doing well. Laugh aloud, you're wearing a puffer vest in South Florida. It's not cold there. No. For people that are northerns, they're probably laughing at me and cringing because I'm wearing a puffer vest. When it gets to 70 degrees in Florida, the Uggs come out, the puffer vests come out, the funny memes start coming out. It's cold for South Florida, okay? Here we're used to being 90s, humid, hot. It is what it is, and I'm not complaining because it will get to that very shortly, and I'll be missing these days where I could walk around in a puffer vest. But you're right, it's not that bad. Nah, I'm just messing, it's cool. Wasn't too fussed on London. Liverpool is a great city. Still don't really know a lot about London. I have a student that I'm currently teaching at the moment who is from London. I know you guys are in a pretty strict lockdown right now, so maybe not too fun. Probably definitely not fun, but it is what it is. Liverpool's a great city. I don't know much about Liverpool except, and I really hope I'm right on this, it is the birthplace of the Beatles. Is that like the thing that people think about when they think about Liverpool? Huh. I'm sorry if it's sort of been typecast that way. That's, at least in the US, that's what we hear and that's what we think when we hear about Liverpool. Let's see, Oklahoma. I'm watching from Belgium. Always welcome if you ever plan to visit. What's Belgium like? What is the cuisine like? I'm really into food. I love to eat, and I have some good lasagna waiting for me at home after this. Looking forward to that. And the best, what makes the lasagna even better is that I didn't make it. I didn't have to make it. I just got it for free from my girlfriend's mom. Food that tastes good that you don't make is great because you get to enjoy not just the taste, but you also get to enjoy the fact that you don't have to work to be able to get it. So I think I'm looking forward to that. The viewership has gotten better the closer this stream gets to being done. I wish it would have been like this earlier on, but you know what? I'm appreciative anyway. Let's see what Muddy Boots Jenkins has to say. Correct, Beatles are from Liverpool. Yeah, they have some tourist attractions centered around the Beatles. I'm actually Irish. I would suggest coming here instead of the UK. Noted. That's good. So now I know I have some good tips from all you fellow Redditors out there. Really appreciate this. Excuse me. So if anyone's thinking, you know, just for anyone that's joined recently, got this crazy setup here with the GoPro and the live stream. I document all these videos to my YouTube channel. That's why I also need the help of my GoPro, just so I can watch them later, and it just helps me stay motivated. And for anyone else that wants to follow along with me, they certainly can. So that's the reason I have this dual setup. Trust me, I have gotten some interesting looks from people around me, especially from a suburb like this. They see the crazy guy walking around with a puffer vest with 2 cameras. So in Germany, it's very cold right now. How cold is it in Fahrenheit, if you can, because I'm not good with the whole Celsius thing. The cliches about Belgium are usually correct. Fries, chocolate, beer, waffles, and a very special fast food culture. I am not complaining about that. That all sounds phenomenal. I love meat. Let's go down that list one by one. So fries, I mean, fries, I don't think I've ever met anyone that doesn't like fries. Now, it depends on the fries you're getting. For example, like McDonald's, okay. McDonald's fries are pretty decent, and they don't go, I mean, you can leave a McDonald's fry in a car for like 3 weeks and it's gonna look the same. You know they're doing something crazy with those fries, but they taste pretty good. But I also like Popeye's fries with the Cajun seasoning, or like Checkers fries are really good. I guess I've tried bad fries, but I'll still eat them. If I got a good sauce to dip them in, I'll eat them. I'm not really that picky. Chocolate, I absolutely love chocolate. I'm just a chocolate fanboy. Like, my girlfriend will get me some other treats and other flavors, and I'm like, that's all right. Like vanilla or mint, and again, I'll eat it. I'm not picky, but chocolate is my go-to. Fries, chocolate, beer. Okay, so beer is really good. However, recently I've been like on a wine and also margarita kick. Super random combination, but I've been making margaritas recently at home. I just got some tequila. I think it's man, I forgot the name of tequila, but I got reposado, which actually I learned about that recently. The different levels, like silver, reposado, and also añejo. Silver hasn't been aged as much as reposado, and añejo is the best one, which is like a Patron añejo. That's why it's so expensive. Waffles in a very fast very special fast food culture. That's really cool. Trust me, I'd love to visit, and as soon as my girlfriend can get out of the country, I will certainly be doing that. And I'll probably go and visit, and I'll hit you up and I'll say, yeah, let's do it. Let's hang out. Belgian fries do taste different, however. They are baked twice in special fats. Wouldn't say it's the healthiest way to make them, however, but you know what? If you're out with your friends, you're at the bar, you're just gonna have some beer and fries, just give it to me fattening, you know? Give it to me fat. I'm not looking to eat healthy when I'm at the bar. When you're eating fries, you're not looking forward to eating healthy. That's not the intent, because if the intent was to eat healthy, you never have fries to begin with. At least that's what I think. So if I'm already at that point, give it to me fat, give it to me double fried, whatever it is, baked twice. I mean, they're already baked actually, so that's better than frying them. So I mean, definitely kudos for you all for even considering them to bake them instead of frying. All right, so we got 6 minutes here. Oklahoma, I fully agree. Yeah, I think it makes sense. We got a little under 6 minutes now. Again, this is actually my graduation day. And I say graduation day because it completes the first leg of my 10K journey, which was a 7-week journey of me essentially getting better at walking to really just build up my habit, my muscles, my mind, all that stuff to get me ready for the next 7 weeks, which is going to be alternating between walking and jogging. Very excited to be able to do that. And that's it. Tomorrow I start week 8. And when I started this mid-December, honestly, this moment seemed like an eternity away, but I'm finally here, and I get to share it with you all watching on Reddit, so that's been very rewarding. And I can't wait to start tomorrow, because once I start the jogging, I really do think that that's what's really going to push me to the next level. So my intent with this is to sort of create an active podcast where, you know, I'm doing some form of exercise, and I'm also talking really just like about random things or whatever you guys want me to talk about, in hopes that if you want to do a specific task with me, the task this time just ends up being fitness, you at least have someone sort of there with you doing it. So consider me your workout partner, and let's get these goals achieved together. Now, I said a specific word in the beginning, not in the beginning, but a couple seconds ago, I said task. So the YouTube channel that I created is called Task With Me. And Task With Me, currently I have archived all of my 7 weeks that I call my warm-up series. But in the future, I'd like to have other tasks for technology, cooking, strength training, so on and so forth. Really whatever you all would like. And I'd like for that channel to be a channel where someone that's looking to start something new can just click on a video, maybe they're interested in it, they can watch the duration of that playlist, and by the end, if they watch that playlist from beginning to end, they will have achieved something, they would have completed something, hopefully learned something that they can apply to other parts of their life. 30 degrees Fahrenheit in Germany. The lowest I've gone is 28, and that was in New York City probably 3 years ago. Very cold, and I was actually wearing the same puffer vest, and it protected me even from a temperature that cold. If you are interested in our food, visit the Frittery. I'm gonna guess, maybe it's, hopefully I'm not butchering that, Frittery Wikipedia page. I will absolutely check that out. Always looking for anything food related, so that should be a lot of fun. Thanks for letting me know about that. Realized I had the camera super close to me. It's also fun just like holding it out this much, like that just looks wild. It's probably harder for you all to hear me, but that's funny. It's getting pretty dark here. I normally tend to walk earlier in the day, but again, life happens. You just gotta go there and get it done. For anyone in the US, we have tomorrow off, Martin Luther King Day. It's gonna be a short work week. Looking forward to just not doing anything tomorrow. That's gonna be fun. When these next 7 weeks start, in the beginning when I'm just doing jogging and cross training, I will be able to live stream, but when I start jogging, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to live stream as I'm jogging. So what I most likely what I'll end up doing is recording the jog on my GoPro and then doing a voiceover, which I think at that point it really will become a true podcast style that's no longer live. I think I would still like to do these live videos every once in a while, maybe on a rest day, just to sort of keep that engagement up. But I'm sure as I start doing this and I start getting better at it, I can figure out more clever ways of accomplishing that sort of jogging video. The GoPro I know is great at that because the stabilization, but it's gonna be hard to also engage with you all while doing that. I hope that it will be easier. What I need is 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm 980 subscribers away, but once I do that, I can actually live stream from my GoPro on YouTube. So I think it'll make it a little bit easier for me to talk to you all. However, I won't be able to necessarily see what people are saying. Maybe I can do it via the YouTube app or something like this, but we'll see. It should be very interesting to get that. So under a minute now, I want to say to everyone, thank you all so much for joining me on this walk today. I hope you guys came out, did a walk of your own, and you enjoyed the stream. Again, if you're interested in seeing whatever else I have been talking about in these past 7 weeks, I definitely would encourage you to check out my YouTube channel, which I will write on the stream now. It's called Task with Me, just like this. Thanks, really appreciate the engagement. And like I always say to everyone, stay fit and stay healthy. And I will certainly be seeing you all very soon. I know that Gold Award gave me some more time, but I really do have to finish because I have a limit on my GoPro and I want to keep the content to 1 hour. Again, follow me on Task With Me where you can see the rest of my videos and we can continue on this journey. We're going to be starting off week 8 tomorrow, or we'll continue this journey to 10K, and from there we'll eventually start walking and jogging. So I'll see you all there. Again, stay fit, stay healthy. Had a lot of fun today. See you all next time. Thank you. All right, so GoPro viewers, YouTube viewers, thank you all so much for joining me on this 1 hour walk today. It wasn't easy, but we made it, and I can't wait to switch things up a little bit tomorrow with our week 8 walks. So see you all tomorrow. As I always say, stay fit and stay healthy. Enjoy the rest of your day.